In this video, I'm going to be going through absolutely everything we know about Season 4 of the finals, and there's a good bit here that we actually do know, so stick around. So I actually went through that entire video, kind of frame by frame, trying to find out all of the new stuff, and I was able to, and then I saw that this Discord post was made on the official The Finals channel, so it's actually going to be a lot easier to just go through it all here. But I was actually right about everything that I found out, so you can visually see all of this if you watch that trailer back, but this is like a much more concise way to show it. So we have ranked cash-out tournaments. Terminal Attack is getting thrown out the window, which is fantastic. Nobody liked it. That's really good. Ranked cash-out tournaments is coming back. We're going to have a proper ranked mode once again. Hopefully the matchmaking doesn't suck. It did kind of before Season 3. In Season 1 and 2, the matchmaking was simply not good at all, ever, at any point in the ranked tournament's history. So then it was just like removed with Terminal Attack because Nexon probably had a say in that as well. But ranked tournaments are finally coming back. That's fantastic. That's what everybody wants, except for Nexon, so that's very good. And hopefully the matchmaking is going to be improved. We don't know yet, but you think that they would have been working on it while Terminal Attack was in play. They probably would have been working on ranked cash-out tournaments for kind of Season 4, so they would just bring that in as soon as Season 4 happened. So hopefully the matchmaking is good. That was my only problem with ranked tournaments before, and even then I was still able to get to like the high up ranks, so hopefully this is going to be a proper ranked mode. We're gonna have to wait and find out, but either way, even if it's not like completely polished and absolutely fantastic, and the matchmaking still isn't good, it's still going to be better than Terminal Attack, so it's a win-win situation. It says new seasonal content, and it doesn't really go into detail about that right here, so I'm gonna go talk about the new weapons and stuff, one of which being the Jewel Deagles for the heavy in a minute. But there's obviously going to be like a new battle pass and new skins and all of that kind of stuff. There's a new map called Fortune Stadium. I do actually have some kind of like images of that from the video that I can go through, so I'll do that in a minute. But there is going to be a new map which is going to be called Fortune Stadium, and I think it's gonna have like a couple of kind of sports themed things in there. Like I think there's a few courts that I saw when watching the video back, like basketball or like volleyball courts or something. So that it seems like a cool map. There's like still lots of jump pads and stuff, obviously still going to be a finals map, so that seems like it's cool. New map is always good, and it's kind of expected. I think some people thought it was going to be a different map, like Toronto or something, or like a famous location again, like Paris, let's say. But I kind of like the unique maps in this game so far. I really like Skyway Stadium, and System Horizon is okay as well. Enhanced New World Tour. So I guess they're going to be making some changes to that. I'm not sure yet. They're probably going to say more about it in like their kind of article, which I'm going to get into in a minute. Improved tutorial, which I guess is nice. And then new sponsor career. So there's going to be lots of things to kind of unlock through like via challenges and weekly contracts and stuff like that. So ranked tournaments are coming back. And I'm not going to read the whole of this, but ranked tournaments are going to be back. That's going to be the ranked mode, and Terminal Attack fans are still going to be able to play. So Terminal Attack apparently is still going to be the same game mode, but it's not going to be ranked. It's going to be a quick play game option instead of being ranked. So it's like switching around. Instead of Terminal Attack being the ranked mode and World Tour being the kind of cash out mode, cash out is going to be the ranked, and Terminal Attack is going to be in the quick play menu. So you can still play it. So for anyone out there that liked Terminal Attack, you can still play it. It's just not going to be ranked anymore. So Season 4's sponsors and what's probably going to show up a lot in the career circuits is going to be Holto, Enigmo, and Isolt. I think Enigmo and Isolt kind of have same color patterns, so it's going to be see how the skins vary, but those are going to be the 3 sponsors for the season. And surprisingly, it doesn't actually say anything about the new weapons here. So I'm going to go back to the video that I kind of made before I realized there was a Discord post, because I can actually show from the teaser where it shows like the new weapons and all the map teasers and stuff like that. So I'm not actually 100% sure that this is one of the teasers. This just could be an altered variation of one of the maps, because this actually looks a little bit like, I think it's Seoul, where kind of on the right here there's normally a zipline and a bridge leading kind of further towards the backgrounds, and then there's like a whole other section, and then this kind of on the left hand side you can almost imagine there being the bushy kind of area on the upper half, and you can like burn it all if you've got a flamethrower. Then underneath is kind of the machinery area. So this looks very familiar and yet very slightly different. So I'm not entirely sure if this is new or not, but it definitely could be. So I'm just going to leave that there. It also just might not be new though. There's a very small chance that this is Vegas and I'm just not recognizing it. Vegas is normally like purpley and yellowy, so I might just not be recognizing this because it is like discolored, because I think it's like the Enigma sponsors that have come in here and kind of changed up the look of the map. So either this is Vegas that's got like a reskin, and I'm saying it's Vegas because the windows, it looks kind of very Vegas-y, or it's just a new area of the map. As for the skins, I spent a lot of time in like the video that you're not seeing, kind of going through what these weapons are. The heavy is obviously getting dual deagles. I'm really hoping that this is a medium to long range weapon. It's gonna kind of suck if they're another close range weapon, because we've got the flamethrower, we've got the sledgehammer, we've got the SA-1216, we've got the KS-23, got a lot of close range weapons for the heavy. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be a kind of medium to long range weapon, and I'm hoping you're going to have some way to kind of zoom in. I'm hoping there's not going to be that much bloom, because otherwise it's simply not going to be a very effective weapon. We don't want a repeat of the KS-23 slug shotgun, because that just wasn't very good, and it isn't used very much because the bloom is pretty annoying. So we're going to have to see how this works. Hopefully it's an accurate weapon. If it's an accurate weapon that kind of functions like a marksman rifle or like a sniper almost, because they are deagles, they are high caliber, they are powerful weapons. So if it's like a kind of marksman precision weapon, kind of like the Model 1887, I think that's going to be very good. So that's for the heavy. For the medium on the right hand side, we have what I believe to be either another scoped AR, but I think it's more likely that this is actually going to be like a lightweight semi-auto sniper rifle. So that's what I think that is. You can visually see that there's a scope on it, and you know, it's not the FAMAS, it's not the FCAR, so it could be another normal kind of just scoped AR like the FCAR. I think that would be a huge waste though. I don't think that would make much sense, because we already have the AKM, the FCR, and the FAMAS. They're all competing within the same range. The AKM is quite simply the best, so it doesn't really make much sense to throw another AR in there. It makes a lot more sense to make something kind of new for the medium, which would be a semi-auto rifle. That's something the medium class doesn't have. Even the revolver is kind of more for close range than it is for like medium to long range, because it's got a lot of damage drop off, damage fall off. So semi-auto AR makes a lot of sense, and that is what this looks like to me. So that sounds very exciting. And then for the light, now originally I thought this was some type of Tommy gun. I thought there was kind of like a stand or a mount for the gun on the bottom, but I actually think, and I thought they were like holding a grip on the side of it with their left hand, but I don't think that this is a grip and a mount. I think this is actually just a magazine on the bottom and them chambering something into the gun with their left hand. So I think that this is actually like an Uzi. And as much as I hate to say that the light's going to get another SMG, I do think that that's what this is. I'm not really able to see it being anything else here. I can only really see this being an SMG, or like the world's smallest assault rifle, but I really think that this seems like an SMG, which I'm not too happy about, because we have the M11, we have the V9S, we have the XP54, and we have like even the sword and dagger as well, and even the LH1. All of these can be used very effectively at close range already, and the only things that can be used effectively at long range for the light is like the sniper and maybe the LH1, and that's it. So they have like 4 weapons for close range and like 2 weapons for mid to long range. So it doesn't really make much sense for there to be another close range weapon, but unfortunately I do think that this is what this is going to be. So yeah, so it seems like dual deagles for the heavy, scoped AR or semi-auto rifle for the medium, and then an SMG of some sort for the light. It could also be a very small AR or maybe like a Tommy gun, but to me it really seems like it's an SMG. But that's the one I'm the least sure about. Then we have another teaser for the map here. Now this actually could just be a certain point on Sol. This looks like the point where, you know, if you kind of imagine instead of that kind of court looking thing and the yellow box where all the bushy kind of stuff is on Sol, and then you take the zipline up and you go on top of the rooftop, and then you're next to like the big slanted building. This kind of looks like that, but it could also just be a new teaser for the map. I'm not going to dwell too long on it because there's not that much here. This is new. So this is part of the new map. We can see the sponsors for Season 4. One of the sponsors for Season 4 on the left-hand side on like a screen. There is also a screen on the right. and I'm using a Guardian turret. The heavy is using like a mesh shield in front of me, and the person to the left of me is using what looks like the new gun, actually, which does look like some type of SMG or very small AR. At least I think that's the new gun, as far as I'm aware, but I'm not too sure. It is a little blurry. The image I'm looking at right now is blurry. Anyway, this is quite simply the new map, unless the screens have been implemented. But if you look through the doorway on the right-hand side, you can see there's kind of like a gated structure, and I'll be getting back to that later on, but I definitely think, for that reason, that this is the new map. And then right here in this very next image, we kind of see the same kind of gated structure on the right-hand side, and we also see a lot of screens kind of through the jump pads here. And then if you go a little bit further ahead of this same clip, to right here, you can actually see a big jump pad in the middle of the room as well. And then in this same clip here, we can see 4 columns and a big jump pad in the middle of the room, 2 doors on either side, and lots of screens. And then we do also have this clip. So what I assume is happening here is like we've used a jump pad that's in the middle of the room, and then we get this kind of view where we're going up through lots of kind of machinery through windows, and then we're going to be on like some upper level of the map. Oh yeah, I should also mention facial hair is coming. I know a lot of people have been wanting that for a while, and there's a very, very quick tease of facial hair in the teaser, and that is pretty much it. So, dual deagles for heavy. We have the semi-auto AR, or like another AR for the medium, and then a really small AR for the light, or like another SMG for the light. Obviously, we're going to have to wait to see how all of those play out. We're also getting a new map. We're getting facial hair. There's probably going to be some new gadgets as well. There's probably going to be a new gadget for each class. That's what generally happens. And then there's probably going to be like one new specialization for one of the classes as well. So that's going to be exciting. And then obviously, ranked is now going to be cash out instead of terminal attack, which is probably the thing that I am most excited for, because terminal attack is quite simply not it. But yeah, there you go. That's all the information that we currently have for Season 4. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. If you disagree with what I think that the weapons are, then also let me know in the comments down below. But I think I'm, fairly confident about saying it's like deagles for sure. Probably a semi-auto AR, and then probably an SMG as well. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.